Welcome back.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Average Takes.
Your favorite podcast in the world.
We're bringing
Yo,
you
what up?
big deadline, big news in the MLB, and I'm here to bring you all of it.
Every single bit.
Let's get straight into it. July 30th was the MLB trade deadline. For all you didn't know, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific trade deadline is gone past. It's August, and we're here to bring you everyone who was traded. So, one of the last trades that happened right at the deadline, D-backs get
Right at the deadline.
Hakeem Soria, or D-backs trade Soria to Toronto is what I was trying to say. Soria, decent reliever, has been better in the past, but another guy to beef up that Toronto bullpen as they added a lot. They added more than just that. We'll get to that a little bit later. A big name that we've been talking about all year, Richard Rodriguez of
God,
the Pirates.
You told me it was impossible for him to be traded.
And he goes to Atlanta
me.
right at the
And
deadline.
he goes to Atlanta. God damn it.
Atlanta made a lot more moves than I thought. I thought they were just going to shove a fork in that thing and call it a season.
Well, it's just weird.
Oh,
They
got a lot of
went.
people.
No, they just went with the mindset of Acuna does this much like productivity. Let's just get 5 guys who equal that productivity that he puts out. So they literally did that. They went and got out 5. They literally have like 5 outfielders now, 6 outfielders,
Yep.
and they have a ton of pitching. Literally bullpen dudes out, crazy arms. So
Yeah.
Richard Rodriguez is probably the best arm they acquired for sure. Guy who's money. Wish he was on a team in the NL West. Not going to say any of their names, but
Yeah, Rodriguez has been pitching under 3 ERA for the last 3 of the 4 seasons, 2.82 this year. And don't think the Pirates didn't get a lot. They got a 23-year-old prospect, a former top prospect, and then a current pretty high level prospect, Bryson Wilson and Ricky DeVito from the Braves. So that's a good trade. Pirates building for the future, getting rid of a lot of guys at the deadline. But speaking of Braves moves, they got Adam Duvall back after he had a huge season with them last year.
mm-hmm.
And then they also traded for Jorge Soler. So that fills 2 outfield holes that they had. They lost Acuna for injury. They lost Ozuna for personal reasons. But
And they got Jock Peterson, too.
yeah, Jock Peterson a couple weeks ago.
Did you
Yeah.
say
So-
Eddie Rosario?
Yep, and Eddie Rosario.
Eddie
too.
Rosario, yeah, they
Yeah.
traded away a fan favorite, Pablo Sandoval,
Yes, which was weird, but
for him
Pablo
just to
is
get
not-
cut.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And
Indians
they
just
also
cut him.
traded San Diego native Alex Jackson, a catcher. I think he goes in the trade to the Pirates, but not too sure. But he's from San Diego, went to Rancho Bernardo. Beast.
Yeah, that's a couple good moves for the Braves to
Braves.
beef up their team. That helps for a team that's been dealing with a lot of crazy things this year. Wild season for Braves and Braves fans, but hey, at least your team's pushing to make moves to get better.
Well,
Closer to contending.
Yeah,
Closer
and
to contending.
the Braves are lucky they have a pretty solid core of guys like Freddie Freeman, Ozzie Osbourne. Those are 2
Dansby.
rare, and Dansby. Those are 2 rare like MLB type caliber players. And then you add Acuna in there, and that's where this team gets scary. But this team's good still now, even after the addition of all these guys. So they look to make a run after it. The Mets are down bad. No DeGrom. He's out till probably early September, which is killer for this Mets because they're in a crazy tight race in the NL.
And one more thing on DeGrom before we get going. This is scary for MLB. DeGrom is one of the best pitchers in the entire league, and it seems like we've been losing top guys to injuries lately. I haven't heard Verlander in a while. I don't know if he's going to make it back this year. Glass now just
Glass now, yeah.
announced that he's undergoing Tommy John. So that would definitely be a punch in the gut for MLB fans if they lose him. So let DeGrom take all the time he needs. Rest for a month. I don't want to lose another top guy.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Speaking about the Mets and pitching, one more thing that just came to my mind. Not signing their first round pick, Kumar Rocker. That's wild to me. Kumar's had one of the best
Wild.
seasons and careers in college sports for a baseball player. He fell in the draft, and maybe because of his medicals, and that was the reason that they didn't get a deal done. And I heard that the Mets didn't even offer him any money, like
Why sign him?
a new contract. Why draft him if
Why draft him? I mean, that's what I meant. Yeah.
like it's just a terrible for both sides. The deal
did you
didn't
see
get
what the
done.
owner tweeted?
Yeah,
Weird
prospects.
stuff.
Yeah, the owner sent out a weird tweet at a 22-year-old kid. Like,
Yep. Put it up when you get it. Just put it on the screen right now.
yeah, I will, but it was talking about how prospects are like 5 times more than what they should sign for.
At that slot value.
At the slot
so the
value.
first round, the prospects are signing for 5 times more than what is their actual value, or maybe that's what he was asking for. And the owner is all like, "Well, I'm only gonna make that investment if I get 5 times my return." And I mean,
it's just weird because
it's weird.
Kumar has never had a problem. He had 43 straight starts, no injuries in his whole entire career.
But what does he expect? Another Jacob DeGrom? Like, Jacob DeGrom was drafted in the fucking 9th round, 10th round.
Yeah, exactly.
Shortstop.
Yeah. Like, what?
Like, obviously, DeGrom did not have miles on his arm. Like, Kumar had just finished a career that he was the #1 pitcher for a top program in the entire league.
That made the World
nation.
Series.
Yeah. He had a no-hitter in the World Series. Like,
yeah, like what?
With sticky stuff, though.
He's a top prospect in the MLB still. Like coming out of the draft, and you're not signing him. Why not give him $6 million? He's a billionaire.
Literally,
you realize that?
Yeah.
You are a billionaire. Okay. I just truly hope that this decision overall comes back to kick the Mets right in the ass. Because I'm a huge Kumar fan. He brings emotion, electricity, and he's just a great guy overall. I listened to a video today of his college coach talking about him after the season ended, and they asked if Kumar would come back or what he thought. What are your thoughts on Kumar? He didn't have to talk baseball. He was just talking about how great of a human he is, and how much he reflects off great parenting and growing up. And so I just feel like MLB lost one, and he's going to get drafted next year.
He's not going to go anywhere else.
Somewhere.
MLB didn't lose him. The Mets lost him.
The Mets lost him. But
yeah.
MLB, I think this hurts a little bit the MLB too, because we're not going to get to see Kumar as soon.
This is what's going to happen, though, because he only has 1 or 2 things: go back to college because he still has eligibility, or he's going to.
He can't do that. I thought he can't do that.
He could, but he announced we're going his senior year.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So basically, he's just gonna a year of working out, and the last guy to do that was I think his name was Sean Linsbloom or something like that. He took a year off, got drafted 1-1. Brady Aiken did the same thing. He got drafted 1-1 or 1-2 or something, and took a year off, went back. He got drafted again, same first round. So, I mean, next year expect him to be in the top 5 picks again.
1-1 again, or 1-1 this time.
Yeah, and especially it's with these next couple of years in college. I feel like a lot of the drafts are going to be with pitchers wise, because of the COVID year. It gives everyone kind of an extra year to develop, to get better. So it's going to be interesting to see how he gets better, what he's going to do, because definitely is nasty. He has the stuff. He went to Vail, like he's good. So I don't know why the Mets couldn't just get a deal.
Yeah. Bad move on the Mets part.
I definitely think so. I think this kid in a year is going to be ready to face major league hitters.
It could be the Fleming curse could be real. The Fleming curse if it
The Fleming.
curses the Mets somehow in like 10 years, 5 years down the road, like a playoff game or something.
Kumar starting a
Yeah.
playoff game versus the
Yeah,
Mets. I can't wait for that storyline. I can't wait
I
for
can't
that.
wait. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a huge
And
Kumar Rocker fan.
You already know it's gonna
History in the making
happen.
right there.
You already know that's
Yeah, Mets are setting themselves up for later in the road. This is going to be a huge story.
A huge
and
line.
I'm
yeah.
excited
And
for that.
the Mets have always been known to be treating their players shit, like shitty team, you know. And so this owner comes in, yeah, he has a fuck ton of money, but he's still treating the players like shit again.
Yeah, well, let's get back on the trade deadline. I just wanted to bring that up. We're talking Mets. Nats sold a lot of players who have helped them this year, who helped them in the 2019 World Series. I'm just going to get right into it. John Lesser got traded off the Nats. Get right into the news, you know. Lesser goes to the Cardinals. The Nats get Lane Thomas from the Cardinals. Another deal that the Nationals do is send a pitcher to the San Diego Padres named Daniel Hudson. Daniel Hudson, who helped them close out their 2019 championship. All right, I'll say it. Max Scherzer and Trey Turner are a goddamn freaking Dodger. All right, I'll say it. I didn't want to say it. I want to talk about it.
No.
I'll say it.
I thought you were just gonna
Dodgers?
forget about it. I already forgot about
You're
it.
gonna run right over it. Yeah.
I mean, I can't. I've seen too many pictures of Mad Max in blue, and his blue eye, and the blue jersey, or the blue like
The two
get up.
different colors. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Sus.
I don't like it.
Don't like
I don't
it.
like it. Nope. But
It's
Max
just
Scherzer
sus.
and Trey Turner, two all
Yeah,
stars.
if Max Scherzer wasn't enough, they got Trey Turner somehow also. It's crazy, dude.
What's the Nats GM's name again?
Idiot box.
Avila? Isn't it Avila's
Mike
dad?
Rizzo.
Yeah, Mike Rizzo.
Mike Rizzo.
Avila's
Mike Rizzo.
Tigers.
I hope you're listening to this podcast right now because you just fucked us over
Yep.
real bad, buddy. That's bullshit. You
Mac-
know it's bullshit too. Ken
Their
Rosenthal, you
farm
know
is
it's
stacks now, though.
it's bullshit. Ken Rosenthal, you know it's bullshit too. They fucked us.
Fucked Juan
But
Soto.
yeah,
you know
also.
what? This Padres team is a team of destiny. So no matter, we can't get fucked. We're unfuckable.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Ken Rosenthal tweet that he sent out midday Friday during the deadline. Ken Rosenthal just randomly tweets out Padres are on the verge of acquiring Max Scherzer. And so that just sends us berserk.
We went crazy.
Oh, I'm on a frenzy.
Oh,
I'm
Talking
looking
shit to all
was-
our Dodger fans.
I was
I might
dancing.
get it. I was setting a tattoo appointment, you know?
2021 Champs tat.
Yeah. I was getting ready.
Dodgers sent over Keibert Ruiz, Josiah Gray, Gerardo Carrillo, and Donovan Casey. A couple.
Feels like that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in their system.
Yeah, it was
Really
like 2, 3, 4,
decipated
7
now.
or something like that. I don't know, but it's a huge deal. Dodgers get two high caliber players, two of the highest caliber players in the league. I'd say two top 25 players they added to their team.
Easily.
Yeah. I mean,
You know,
the
they
only
had-
issue I have with this is the Dodgers now have a $280 million payroll. Like, you hear all
How
these
is that
Dodger
possible?
fans, we have the best team, you know, we're always have the best team.
Built,
Well,
not
yeah,
bought. Built, not bought.
It's easy. You got an empty check, you know? The owners just have an empty check and unlimited money, it feels like, because they're making these crazy trades all the time. They're always acquiring superstars. They just signed a Cy Young Award winner in the offseason to a record-breaking deal. And then now they get Max Scherzer and Trey Turner from the Nationals in a blockbuster deal. And Max Scherzer is intending on re-signing with the team he was traded to, and just so happens to be the Dodgers. So What do? They go get a Cy Young. They lose a Cy Young. They get another Cy Young. What do they do to that one? They lose them and they get another Cy Young. What do they lose that? They get MVP who just happens to be just got released from his team. Oh, you want to come play with us? We'll sign you too. Some bullshit.
I to just add a little bit, sprinkle a little bit of my mindset on here. I just don't understand how MLB could have a team that has a $50,000 payroll and a team that has, or a $50 million payroll. My bad, $50 million payroll.
Thank God.
To a team that has a $280 million payroll now. I just don't see how that is fair on any means. Like over $200 million in his payroll just because
It has to be
his
that.
owner has big pockets. Like this is something MLB needs to go over. And even if the Dodgers don't win the World Series, this is just unfair. Like
Literally.
they have almost 100 million more than the number 2 highest payroll.
Holy shit.
They have 280. The number 2 is 197. That's 83 million more than the number 2. 83 million separates the number 2 and basically the number 18. That's so unreal in my head. Like I don't see how this is fair on any point. And I'm not trying to be a biased fan because the Padres are sitting very nice at number 7, 175 with 25 like under the tax. That's
so this is how I think about it. This is what I think. You can blame it on the big markets have more money, or you can blame it on if they put a cap on, like say that you want, because in MLB right now there's no salary cap, so the Dodgers could eventually go up to $500 million on their payroll if that's what their owner wants to pay.
Yeah.
That's what they can do.
yes.
But so if you put a cap limiting that to say it's 260, or 250, everyone can be at 250.
Way lower than that, buddy. That's way too much.
I'm just putting a number out there as a cap. That's the max. That's not what everyone's gonna be able to get. That's the max.
Yeah.
But if you put it like that, then it's just gonna. I feel like it's gonna even out like the competitive balance. It will.
I think you have to have a max and you have to have a minimum. And everyone has to stay between these lines. We can't have a 50 million and a 280 million and all these in betweens. We got to have a 75 and a 175, like 100 and 200. Like there has to be. And then, I mean, I don't know. I'm not like a top figure in the sports world. I don't understand how people let this stuff happen. We have multiple teams that are in the 50s. Cleveland's 48 million. Are you serious? 48 million to 280 million. That's so fair. No. Every sport has a max. We just gonna have to go to that. Baseball didn't have a max because it wasn't a top sport forever. It seems to be that way now, and it seems that I know money's going up, and so we're gonna have to be within the percentages of what is going up, but I just don't see how this is fair.
Make it lower than 250. There's there'll be a new World Series champion every single year.
Well, I mean, I think it has
there
to
will be no repeats ever.
I don't think it could be 250 because there's no one under or no one over 200 besides the Dodgers.
But that's the max. Like that's a cap. Like that's the absolute max you can spend. They shouldn't even be at 280 right now, but we can go lower 220. If no one's even at 200, then you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if I'm looking at this, no one's at 200. 2 teams are in 190. 3 teams in 180. 175.
So I say you go like 180, 190. And that'd be reasonable for everybody.
I think 200 is the perfect number. I think if we do like a $75 million minimum and a 200 maximum, I mean, it's still not fair to those lower level teams, but that's ownership's problem, not MLB's problem.
Yeah, get better owners, the guys that own your team. Get better.
And it's wild to me because it's some like storied franchises. Orioles suck now, but I mean, you could tell the teams that are not good is because they spend money. I mean, there's definitely some few teams in here like the Mariners are doing well this season. Athletics always find this out, this way of the game, but after that, the Reds are sitting at 16
I think the A's might be the most profitable team in MLB
every year.
every year.
Rays are down here too. I didn't realize. Um, they're 26th, 70 million. That's wild to me. They just took over first place after a 4-game sweep of the Red Sox. Well, let's get back to the trade deadline. That's 2 months.
Frauds.
Well, the Dodgers also got
Frauds.
Danny Duffy, if you didn't know that either. So they also got another starting pitcher off the market.
Who'd the Yankees get? We haven't even reached the Cubbies.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the Cubs moves. We can talk about Cubs. Yankees get Rizzo, which is wild to me. That was shocking because seemed
Red
all
Sox
the way
might
up.
go all the way down to third place.
They definitely could because the guy they traded for isn't going to be back for a while. I'm trying to bring up the Rizzo trade. I don't see it right now. But yeah, Red Sox got Schwartz. Yankees get Rizzo. The Mets traded for Javi Baez, and the Giants get Chris Bryant, and then the White Sox get Craig Kimbrell. So the Cubs went full on sell mode.
Sell mode.
And it's got to be so crazy to be a Cubs fan and a Nationals fan, going from literally having a pretty decent team to, and then literally overnight, you have probably. You're in rebuild mode automatically. From this day forward, you are in rebuild mode for the next years. It can take years for them to get back.
Oh, yeah. Juan Soto's great days are going to be...
Juan Soto's going to be like Tony Gwynn on the Padres.
Yep. Literally.
Just goated.
Nobody around him.
A while back, MLB did I don't know what you want to call it, but they found out how long a general rebuild takes. And it's about 6 seasons to do a full rebuild from the moment you start. So Cubs and Nationals have fun being good again in 2027, 2028.
Yep. Maybe we'll actually get you guys on the pod by then.
They got Nick Madrigal, though, so...
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
These teams made good
start, yeah.
The one thing that I noticed about this deadline was it was a big deadline.
It was pricey.
A lot of freaking prospects were sold.
It showed me that a lot of teams didn't value prospects as much as more teams. Yeah, the Padres, especially one team in particular. But yeah, a lot of teams moved a lot of their top prospects. I mean, the Craig Kimbrell trade, you got Madrigal and you had the Herrera.
Pete Crow.
Is that his name? Herrera that went with Madrigal?
Cody
Herrera, yeah, something like that. But that's a great trade for them for just Craig Kimbrell. I mean, I think the White Sox are picking up the rest of that salary too, and he was a big salary reliever, so that's a good trade. I saw that the Giants gave up their 19th and 9th prospect, I think, for Chris Bryant. But Chris Bryant is, I mean, all the big name 3 are free agents at the end of the year: Rizzo, Chris Bryant, and Javi Baez. And they all do what? Their first game in the new uni?
Homer.
All 3 of those guys hit a homer in their debut.
Homer Simpson out on the field, baby.
Literally crazy.
I think that's awesome. I mean, they all were talking about how they would love to go back for the Cubs, and that kind of scares me. But, I mean, I really liked the trade deadline this year, and I liked where those guys went. It sucks seeing them in a Giants uni, but everyone had Chris Bryant go to the Giants. That was a match made up in heaven. and so did the Giants. Felt the same way. I thought Rizzo was going to the Red Sox. They talked about that for a while, but
I feel like
Yankees.
KB went cheap too. He didn't go for much.
Who?
I feel like Chris Bryant went to the Giants for nothing. Like the Giants didn't give the Cubs too much.
When it's kind of a deal like that, where like Chris Bryant type of deal, I feel like they must like those other guys a lot more than like the Cubs do. You know, like they scouted them a little bit better, or they see a little bit, they see a different potential somewhere.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So but I don't know. The Giants didn't even give up. They gave up one top 10.
Yeah, for him, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a move that the San Diego Padres could have done. And let's get on to the San Diego Padres, and they're kind of stunned. Like they're stunned, not made as many moves as we should have, or not filling the needs of what this team needs, because AJ Preller has done a great job of fulfilling the needs of the team. You know, every offseason we've continually got better, but this trade deadline we were expected to make big moves. You know, we were interested in pretty much everything, and only got a few moves done. Daniel Hudson, Jake Marisnick, and Adam Frazier was the big one. But no starting pitching, like we said, and that is probably the thing that the Padres are lacking most. So, thoughts on that? I am confused.
It's upsetting because it felt like Preller got outbid. And one of the things that I'd like to bring up also is our farm is not as deep as it once was. You know, we sent our 9th prospect for Marisnick, and he went to be their like 29th over there for the Cubs or something like that. I was reading. So, you know, it's not as deep as it was in the past years because of all the moves we've been making. And, you know, hopefully that this draft was a good one for them. And, you know, the drafts aren't the same amount of innings as they were before. You're not getting as many guys as you were before to build and kind of sneak talent late in the draft and like the seniors of the draft and everything. So, you know, it was kind of an upsetting trade deadline for Padre fans. I know.
I think he's on the move this offseason. He was just.
I don't think we traded anyone we just drafted this year, though.
Yeah, no.
We kept all 20 of them, which is weird. I think AJ is very.
He got something cooking for the offseason, I feel like.
There's a lot of free agents this offseason.
Yeah.
And the big thing was him trying to move Hosmer. That's what everyone said, was he was trying to move money to take on.
And nobody wanted to eat that fool's contract.
We can't confirm that.
That's all.
Twitter lied to us. Twitter liars. Twitter's big liars now. I don't trust Twitter no more. I'm done with Twitter.
Okay, but if it's a national writer, then I mean, I'm gonna believe somewhat of it.
A national writer lied to me on Twitter, so.
I mean,
I'm not believing anything I see.
You get your news, so
yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you. All I'm saying is what the information I have.
I'm just gonna delete it. Don't follow us on Twitter no more.
Delete
just
Twitter,
Instagram, buddy. YouTube, TikTok.
No more okay, Twitter. Debbie Downer. Okay, we get it. Holy smokes. But yeah, the Padres didn't make as many moves as I thought they were going to, or any at all. It seems like it. You know, and Giants and Dodgers got better. I think AJ stuck a fork in this season. Realized all these guys are going to be free agents at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Don't bring on cash. He was looking to move cash probably for this offseason as well. And I think that's going to be the big talk for Padre fans this offseason is who and what you move to free up money, is because, you know, I talked about it a while this offseason was where all this money is coming from to pay these guys. We got Darvish. He's still making a lot of money. And it sucks. We're going to have to see Gore here real soon because Lamet is coming back as a bullpen arm only. Chris Paddock just hit the DL. Clevenger's not back probably the rest of the season. You know, so
definitely. And
year one of a win season, and now I think you're about to break the bad news to the Padre fans. Fernando might be out.
Low key might be out rest of the season.
They were
I don't know.
a little bit
It's
more
weird.
hesitant on talking about this time than they were last time. And Tatis felt a lot better the next day last time this happened than this time. He was sore the next day. He was not feeling as well, and I know they talked about the first day is always the worst because it pops out, pops back in, it's sore. But they said reevaluate in 10 days, and season ending surgery is on the table. And that's devastating for Padre fans right now.
It's devastating, but if you look at it for the long run, I feel like we need him to do it. I say get the surgery this year, and you come back next year or the year after when the Padres are AJ Preller does all of his work and we have a good team,
Well, it's not like a big surgery like that. He'll be
Yeah,
fine
he'll
for
back
the
next season,
season.
but yeah.
But it is devastating for this year. Like, we're fighting to stay in this race. We're fighting to.
This is year one of the race, though.
Yeah, this is
year one.
basically year one of like the window of opportunity, and it sucks. I'm sad as a Padre fan because you don't know um, everything. Cody B had surgery this offseason. He's batting a 169 right now, 4 homers.
Yeah.
It's scary things like that you don't know the future. And I know Tatis is 22, and I trust and believe this kid more than a lot of people in this world. So I'm gonna let that kid and his family take that in control. And hey, man, I think this roster is capable of playing in the postseason without him and
Oh yeah.
contending, but it's just definitely detrimental.
Yeah, he's definitely the heart and soul of this team, and without him in the lineup, there's just something that's a little bit down, usually. So, but going back to the Tatis injury, my thoughts are, his shoulder injury. So it really only hurts when he does a motion of like that he hurt it, and it's not gonna hurt just sitting there like swinging a bat or stuff. Like it literally won't hurt him. So it's interesting to see, like, because it might not even be torn, it might not even be like ripped at all. It literally must be a pull, like a slight something. So
just keeps pulling it.
yeah, like
dislocating it is what happens. He keeps dislocating the shoulder.
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I don't know how surgery could honestly just fix that solid fix. Like I don't know, but if they recommend it, then yes, do it now. But at the same time, like you said, he's raking. He's literally in probably one of the best seasons of his early career right now.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of probably an NL MVP champion winner, but we don't know. That's another question I wanted to bring up. Who's the NL MVP now? Because we got DeGrom, who's injured till September. He's gonna miss at least a month. Tatis is now on for 10 days.
Jake Cronenworth.
Who's the front runner now?
Jake Cronenworth.
I mean, Castellanos.
Yeah, Castellanos Winker maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce Harper.
It's hard. Hard.
I mean, Max Muncy's up there in like overall stats, but I don't think.
Would you give it to a pitcher though, like Woodruff?
It's a good one, but
I'd rather give it to Castellanos, in my opinion, but I'm a little biased towards Castellanos.
Yeah, if you're giving it to a pitcher, it's probably Bueller. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. No, not Bueller.
What about Mad Max?
He's up there. Freddie Peralta is up there.
Trey Turner, no cap. Look at his stats.
What about
Trey Turner's dirty. Yeah, he's like 320 and 18 or something like that.
Urias? What the heck? Come on, guys.
He's leading the league in wins, guy.
Luis?
Julio Urias.
Okay.
Wins is such an overrated stat. Sorry.
How?
He's on the team that has a $280 million payroll.
Wins in general is just not a stat.
And since he's lower in the rotation, he's facing like other teams 4 and 5 pitchers.
I don't. I don't think that has a lot to do with it.
I look at ERA and WHIP.
Strikeouts.
Fuck no, I don't care about strikeouts. WHIP most important.
Love strikeouts. I don't know. That's going to be one to talk about. I mean, honestly, you probably still give it to Fernando at this point.
Still give it to him.
Maybe Manny if he started hitting more home runs.
Manny's definitely up there. He's been hot over the last. He was 10 for 20. You know.
So he's hitting 285 and Hosmer's hitting 278. Hosmer's only hitting 7 points below Manny.
Hosmer's exit velo is also 78 miles per hour too. Guy has the bloopest of bloop hits. I mean, nothing to take around. He's turned around after they started talking about him getting traded. He's
and you know who's been dog awful. You know who's been dog awful.
Caratini, Will Myers,
Tommy Pham. God awful. Ever since
Grisham's way worse though.
That bet, if he hits 300.
Yeah, since it went popular.
Yeah, he's been literally trash.
Yeah. I almost wanted to say something bad. But, yeah, going back to the trade deadline, we didn't even get to Jose Barrios. So after the Padres fell out of Max Scherzer trade, I was like,
we got to get Barrios.
Yeah,
we got to. Somebody.
Barrios.
We needed it.
And then all of a sudden, Toronto goes, here's our number 2 and number 6 prospects. And he's a Blue Jay, started a 6 innings, 8 Ks or something like that.
You know who else started today? Who possibly could have been a San Diego Padre after they missed out on Scherzer and after they missed out on Jose Barrios.
Gibby.
Kyle Gibson starting today over the Philadelphia Phillies. Shoved 6 2/3, got the win. Could have probably used that today. I don't even know who the Padres pitched today. Reese Kinner.
Got the dub though off a trash team.
Yeah.
But
Come
yeah,
on, we're playing the worst road team in MLB.
They actually, the last 54 games, we have the same exact record as the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
That means we're the worst road team in MLB then.
We're saying exactly 500 the last 54 games.
Good, that's fine.
But Phillies did get Kyle Gibson and Ian Kennedy from the Rangers.
I would love to have both of them on their team, bro.
I just don't. I mean, I know they're having great years, but I feel like both of them are.
You just ride waves with these type of guys like these. You just ride waves with them.
I'm not giving up top prospects for these guys, though, is what I'm saying, because I just don't believe in either of them. I mean, I know you ride waves, the hot hand, but I'm in AJ's mindset right there. I'm not giving top prospects for two guys.
It's a perfect move for the Phillies then, because they're in a win now mode necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Phillies aren't in playoffs as of right now. And I think that has a lot to do with AJ's mindset too. He said this team just needs to get there, I think, is his mindset. As soon as playoffs happen, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
And I think
anybody can heat up.
Yeah, his attitude right now is just get there and see what this team does.
Well, it's just looking into like the future right now. If the season ends today, we're playing a one game playoff with the Dodgers. So Max Scherzer versus Yu Darvish would most likely be the case.
And I love that. We raked off Max Scherzer last time we faced him.
Yes.
Literally love that.
I do not prefer that. I would much rather face like someone else, but
I don't even know if Max will be their opening day starter or in the playoff starter. They have Walker Buehler is killing it. I know Kershaw's hurt right now, but he's supposed to come back next week. So I don't know.
They don't respect Buehler, bro. They don't respect Buehler.
They don't, and I don't know why.
They don't respect
I said
him.
This going into the season. He should be their number 2, and then they put the rapist Bauer in front of him. And I'm just...
And look where we're at now.
Yeah, look where we're at. They got Scherzer instead of Bauer because Bauer can't keep his shit together.
Yeah. That's how they punish people in MLB. Unreal.
Yeah, now the show, it can't be fun. Franchise mode, no point playing it.
No point.
Dodgers have 4 Cy Young and 4 MVPs on their team. No fun.
No point.
Hey, Dodgers, you took all the fun out of that game too.
Yeah,
Fake
seriously.
and real. Frick. Mariners get Diego
Good.
Castillo.
Dodgers are like negative 190 million on the luxury tax thing.
I bet
They're like, you can't make no trades.
you can't even cut your own player at this point. You still owe him. No point to cut him. Mariners, weird trade deadline. I think one of the weirdest teams in MLB. They're in contention in the AL wild card. They trade Kendall Graveman away, and then they
And
bring
got
in
Diego
Diego
Castillo.
Castillo. Castillo's great. I really like him. I know he blew the game for him the other night, but I like this guy. I wish the Padres would have made a move for this guy. He throws hard and strikes people out a lot. Those are the type of guys that I like on my team, and I think that's a great move for them because they lost their best relief pitcher. Why not just add? Blue Jays, we talked about it earlier, them adding arms. They got another one, Brad Hand from the Nationals. That's the Riley Adams trade right there. Brad Hand for Riley Adams. And then the other big trade who I really thought the Padres were going to get, they were going to make a big deal with Texas to get Joey Gallo, but it's the Yankees. Yankees
Yep,
had
perfect
Rizzo and Gallo. They didn't have any lefties going in at this point of the season. Lefties power hitting for them has been terrible.
Power outage?
And then
No.
now they had two great hitting lefties, two of the better hitting lefties in the league. Rizzo, we talked about earlier, homered in his first game, homered in his second game also. Rizzo starting out hot. I haven't really heard much about Gallo. He is wearing 13 though, last since A-Rod.
Damn. That's fire. No cap.
Yeah, Rizzo's worn 48. 44 is retired by Reggie Jackson, Mr. October.
Why don't you think the Rockies traded Trevor Story or John Gray or Daniel Barr? Any of them? They did nothing.
Because their owners suck too. They suck at trading players too.
I thought they were gonna trade at least one of them. They did.
They
nothing,
can't get
dude.
that dude. They traded Arenado for literally his cousin. They're like, oh, you want your cousin?
His cousin is just as good as him. Trust me. Trust me. He could be his twin brother, not even cousin.
Oh my god.
He could be his twin brother. That's how good he is. You won't even notice he's gone. I don't know why they didn't trade away Story or Gray. They're both free agents at the end of the year. I know they're going to tag on the extra pick, so they get a pick if they sign to a new team. But this is just stupid, man. You know, everyone was getting such high pick or like players and prospects, and you don't make a single move. I think they are the absolute losers of the deadline.
No, because what about the Boston Red Sox? It's already biting them in the ass. They're already out of first place. They didn't do nothing on the trade deadline.
Well, they added Schwarber, but
that's
he ain't
it.
back yet, and then they get
don't-
swept.
Chris Sale's on the IL. They should have got a pitcher, bro. at
Sale's
least.
back next week, though.
But
For the first time in 2 years, though, he
Yeah,
hasn't
first
pitched in
time,
2
you know,
years. Don't trip. He's not.
Well, he
good.
had his
Sales week.
rehab game, 5 innings, like 8 Ks, was dicing people up.
You got 18-year-olds. How does that make him feel? Confidence boosted up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yes sir. That definitely make that. It's like taking candy from a baby, striking out 18-year-olds. Oh, my confidence would be through the roof. I'd be dancing on the mound. Astros get reliever Phil Matone, former Padre from the Indians. Indians just sold off. They should have sold everyone, honestly.
Wish he sold everyone.
Oakland A's got
Stan
Stalin
Mill.
Marte, Andrew Chafin.
Yeah,
Oakland
I
A's
didn't get-
should have got Story too, but guess they didn't want to make a good offer.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that trade. That's exactly who I thought they were going to get. He fills a void in that team. But Starling Marte, we talked about it on, I'm pretty sure, Wednesday's live. I can't remember. This was right before the deadline happened. But Marte did play center. He's going to line up at center every day for them till the off season. You know, a lot of these guys that got traded are free agents at the end of the year.
That's why Padres.
But they do get first choice at signing with the team they got traded to.
True. That's definitely true. I mean, they have a while to talk extensions and such.
Well, the deadline's so like impressive and not impressive, but just like a lot of guys figure out if they like places, you know, like that's definitely one of the reasons why Manny Machado is a Padre right now, because he got traded to the Dodgers, and you damn well know the Dodgers were going to go after him when he was a free agent. So the fact that he got traded there and then, oh, I don't really like this culture here, blah, blah. Let me go somewhere else. Well, guess what? Nicer weather. People are a little bit nicer right down the 5 freeway. You're the only sports team in the town, so you got literally a whole city on your back. No big deal.
We'll take it.
Yeah, I think that we talked about a lot of the trade deadline. You know, there's a lot of winners, a lot of losers. I'm definitely going to classify the Padres as a loser at this deadline. I know that we got an all-star at the deadline, and that's going to help us out right now as Tatis is out. But not getting a starter and not knowing like who's going to line up every 5th day for this team right now. A little sketchy.
It's rough. It's rough to be a Padre fan right now.
You know, we're choosing to win future than win now, and you know it's as kind of as it is.
Kind of.
I mean, he is.
Rehab guys, okay, rehab guys. Blake Snell is just not performing right now, and
no pitchers
everyone
right now.
Everyone has they've all been sat down though. Like they've had conversations, like just like a boss would have a conversation. If you're doing your job shitty, someone's gonna sit you down and let you know you're doing this shitty. Time to sober up. That's what happened to Blake Snell. That's what happened to Eric Hosmer. That's what happened to all these guys, you know?
Okay, but I'm not as worried as Blake Snell as I am the health of Lamet or Chris Paddock every day. I trust Snell more than Paddock. And
Paddock's on IL.
Okay, so do you trust Snell or do you trust Reese Kinnear?
IL. What happens when Paddock struggles, bruh? He's always going to the IL. He's never actually hurt, though.
Padres doing great this year.
You don't know that.
We love it. Better than last year. We're looking for the future anyways.
I hate guys. I low-key hate when some guys play through, like, injuries. Like, if they're hurt, you know? Not if they're, like, if it's bugging them, but if they're hurt. Like, you're just ruining it for the team.
Why would you not want Tatis to get the surgery then?
What?
Why would you not want Tatis to get the surgery then?
Because there's only 2 months left in this year. If
you're just contradicting yourself, buddy.
No, if we can wait until the off season, I would do that because he's literally on fire. But if
Tatis is not full, like 100%, why even play him? Like you're saying.
Because his injury is different than his shoulder injury is different than Paddock's oblique injury that he just happened to fucking pull.
Any injury is an injury, guy. You don't know that. You literally don't know that.
Yeah, I agree with Roman. You're not a part of this staff. Injury.
Yeah. If it hurts them, it hurts them. You can't say whether it hurts them or not.
Just saying, sometimes guys aren't hurt. Need to go to the IL to just
not everyone's
chill
a
out.
Pussy, bro.
Paddock is.
Coming from, I don't know.
I would hit Paddock literally 500 feet, just like the rest of the MLB hitters right now. All he does is throw 95 right down the middle. Fuck, I can hit that. And then he throws a changeup. Oh, fuck, I can hit that too.
I doubt it. You wouldn't be sitting here doing
a
podcast. That's all I have to say is we are sitting here doing a podcast.
Because I can hit one MLB pitcher. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because I can hit one dude.
Yep. I don't think you can hit him.
No chance.
Yeah.
No chance.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up Average Takes trade deadline recap. Football's right around the corner. We're going to drop some football content
Hype
later
on
this
that.
week.
All our NFL viewers coming back. I know some people don't like MLB. We'll be back at it. Don't worry.
Don't forget, Mondays and Wednesdays live, 8 o'clock.
Be there, be
The Bench
square.
Sports app. Like, subscribe, follow us everywhere.
Average takes to the moon.
Nothing wrong with being average.
Peace.